So here's number 4. And number 4 is character builds trust. Trust builds buy-in. Buy-in builds loyalty. Character builds trust. Trust builds buy-in. Buy-in builds loyalty. Let's talk about this in more detail, because some people might say, all right, well, what do you mean by this? Well, what are you talking about here? So character is what some people will call integrity. So here's what character is. Character is built when no one is around. That's when character is built. Character is built when no one's around. Character is built in the darkness, in the shadows, where nobody is seeing it and is being formed and being formulated. When you're saying you're going to do something, or you're saying you're this type of person, and then behind scenes you're somebody else. Like a lot of times people with celebrities, right? They have this idea of who this celebrity is based off the parts they play, maybe as an actor or in sports or whatever the case may be. And they have this idea of who this person is. And then what happens is they meet them, and they get a chance to meet their personality and who their true character is, and they get turned off by that person. If that's ever happened to you, what happened was what they displayed because of what PR makes them display, or their organization, or just their image and their branding people made them display, is not their true character. But when you get a chance to get to a leader's true character, that's really what makes people trust you. And so many people are trying to get trust without having the right character. So you don't care about the people. You really don't care about their betterment. All you care about is yourself, but then you want them to trust you. So if your character is questionable, then trust won't happen. But when your character is aligned, when your words matches your action, when your integrity of who you say you are is not a perception to be put out in the public, but in private life is something different. No, it's not like that. When you're a leader, a true leader, who you say you are in public is who you actually are in private. A true leader is walking the same walk. The people in his family have a belief of who he is and his integrity, and that integrity bleeds into the rest of the world. A great leader understands this, and this is why people follow. This is why people have trust, because trust is key to getting a person to move. And the number one problem of weak leaders is they don't know how to get other people into action. They know how to talk to other people. They maybe even know how to motivate other people. And this is getting into the professional level, but they don't know how to get people to take action, and that takes trust. And here's what you need them to have trust in. You need them to have trust in your vision. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that. But you're going to need them to have trust in your vision. They've got to believe in where you're going. If they're going to be buying in, if they're going to buy into you, they got to believe in what they're buying into. So you got to have them trust in your vision. 2, you got to have them trust in your strategy. If your strategy is not on point, if your plans, if you're saying, look, we're going to get to the moon and we're going to take a car, the people around you are saying, whoa, what's going on here? The strategy, the goal is great. The vision is amazing. To the moon, wow. But a car? I don't think we're going to get there. So your strategy has to be in place properly that's actually going to be good enough for you to achieve the vision. The number 3 thing. You got to be able to execute on the strategy. So many people know how to create great strategies. They're in the planning rooms and they got the amazing strategy and they got the amazing plan and they know how to lay it all out. And this is what I'm going to do. And this is what I'm going to do. And this is what I'm going to do. But they don't have the ability to execute. They don't have the ability to look at a plan, set a time and a date to execution. And here's the problem. Here's what you need to do to execute. And I'm going to kind of stray away from this for 5 seconds, but I'm going to go right back to it. Here's how you execute. You set a goal, a vision, 5 years in advance, whatever, 7 years in advance, 3 years, whatever you feel like is perfect. Then you say, what do I need to do this year to get to that 5-year goal? What do I need to do over the next 6 months to get to that 1-year goal? What do I need to do over the next 90 days to get to that 6-month goal? What do I need to do this month to get to my 3-month goal? What do I need to do this week to get to my month goal? What do I need to do today to get to my week goal? If you just did that, 90% of your goals would be achieved. 90% of your time trying to execute would be done if you spent time saying, here's where I want to go 5 years from now. Here's where I want to go 1 year from now. Here's what I need to do today in order to get me closer step by step. And it's those small steps that you take on a daily, weekly, monthly basis where it seems like it's not happening, but you have this objective sheet. For me, this is how I do it. I have an objective sheet. These are objectives I want to achieve before the end of the month that I know if I do these things, it's going to put me closer to my end result goal. And I just make sure that those check marks are checked. And the more check marks I get at the end of the month, it seems like, well, I didn't do much when it comes to getting the ultimate goal, but I did exactly what I needed to do to get me to my 90-day goal. And once I get to my 90-day goal, I'm like, wow, I'm a lot closer than where I was 90 days ago. And it seems like it's not that big of a deal, but that's how you execute. What's the fourth thing you need them to trust? Your ability to do it on demand. What do I mean by this? Going back to the sports. With Michael Jordan, the reason why people love people like Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or LeBron James or whoever is when the team needs execution, they know they can lean on this guy. They know they can lean on greatness. And you have to be the leader where when all things are going wrong, when everything looks like it's hitting the fan, and you have no clue what to do, they need to be able to say, I can look to this leader, and this leader's going to get us over the hill. This leader can execute on demand. Whenever it's needed, he can actually go out there, create a vision, get a strategy, and execute on that strategy to get us the victory. On demand, he can do that. That's what people are looking for in a leader. They want to say, Michael Jordan, we've got 10 seconds left on the shot clock. We're down by 1. Here's the ball. Win us the game. And you got to be a leader to be able to win that game. Because that's how you're going to get buy-in, because you're going to build trust. People are going to trust you because they're going to say, when I put the ball in his hands, in her hands, we know we're going to be victorious. And that's what we need as an on-demand leader. So once you have that trust built in, and then you can get buy-in. And this is what I call the buy-in diamond. The buy-in diamond is crucial because there's something in the center of the diamond that needs to be in place first. Vision. Your vision has to be solid. And I said I was going to talk about this a little bit more. Your vision has to be solid of where you want to go. And it has to be compelling. And it has to be something that gets people galvanized. But vision is so important because so many people are saying, as a leader, they're saying, I want you to buy in to my vision. But the question I would have for you is, do you buy into your vision? Are you dead set and centered on your vision? Because before you can get other people to buy in, you have to buy in. And here's how it works. People don't look for the vision first. They look for the leader. And then they get the vision. See, the leader gets the vision, then he gets the people. The people get the leader, then they get the vision. So your vision has to be solid and you have to be built in so that you can be the leader that some people want to follow, and then they can follow your vision. So here's the first thing. They have to trust you, right? We already talked about that. Here's the second thing. You have to have the right communication ability. And you've got to be able to communicate your vision. You have to get them to trust your vision, but now you have to effectively communicate that vision in order to increase that trust. So your communication ability and being able to say, hey, here's what the vision is, so that vision is communicated and they continue to grow the buy-in of that vision. People can buy into the vision because they know it. It's easy, right? So communicate the vision, make it simple, don't make it difficult. Here's the third part of the diamond. After you communicate the vision, you got to show that the vision is worthwhile. You've got to show that it's worth the time and the effort and the energy. Look, any vision that's actually worthwhile is going to take time, it's going to take energy, it's going to take effort, it might take money, it might take resources. You've got to give everything you got to the vision. So the vision has to be worth it. People have to say, we can't say, hey, we're going to work super hard to get $10 that we can split amongst each other, or we're going to work super hard to get a pizza and have everybody have a slice. I mean, that vision is not, it doesn't work. It's not worth the effort and the time and the energy. So whatever your vision is, the worthwhile, the promise. Jim Rohn says you've got to make sure the promise is clear, then the price becomes easy. When the promise is clear and it's worth it, then the price is easy. People say, okay, I'll buy in to get into the vision if I'm going to get to my part of the worthwhile vision. If I'm going to get my portion, which is the next part. Is the vision large enough? Is it large enough for your people, for your team, for your organization, for your family to fit in? Is the vision large enough? Are you speaking a vision that everybody else can say, I can reach my vision within your vision? If the vision is not large enough, the end result is not large enough, why would anybody want to join? Why would anybody want to be a part of your vision if your vision can't encapsulate their vision? If their vision is bigger than your vision, then they need to either start their own vision or join somebody else's vision that actually fits what they're looking for. So if your vision is not big enough to fit the people around you, then you have to do one of two things. You got to get a new vision, or they need to get a new you. Because one of those things need to be done. Because if the vision is not large enough, then people won't follow. And so if you want buy-in, you got to have trust, communication, a worthwhile vision, and that vision has to be large enough for the other people's vision to fit in. So once you have the buy-in, then you get loyalty. And here's what loyalty is about. I'm in for life. When you get loyalty, they say some people in your life for a season, a reason, and a lifetime. Loyalty, when you get to the loyalty level with the people that are following you, when they're loyal, they're in for life. They're not in for a season. They're not in for a reason. They're in for a lifetime. And this is what you want to get to. And you won't get there with everybody. Everybody in your organization won't get to the loyalty level. And that's okay. They might just be bought into the vision, and they might just be bought into the vision for themselves. And maybe they get what they want, but they don't need to be loyal to you in order to get it. So they don't care about that. But some people, they might want a bigger chunk of the vision. They might believe in you as a person. They might love your vision so much that they want to be a part of it long term. And they see this as a lifetime thing, not just the in today, out tomorrow. So if you're in corporate America, you might see this often where you see people join a company, and then some people join the company and say, hey, how much am I getting paid? And other people join the company and say, hey, what's the vision? And when you get people who join the company and say, what's the vision? And they buy into that vision, then you know you got somebody who most likely will get to the loyalty level. But if they just in it to get paid, then they might only get to the buy-in level where they're bought in enough because it's large enough for their vision to fit into it. And they bought into it just enough to get what they need to get out of it. And that's okay. Let the 10%ers do 10%. Let the 100%ers do 100. But you got to be focused on taking everybody in your organization through these levels, right? You got to get them past the character, having them understand who you are as a person. You got to get them to trust what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish. Then you got to get them bought in fully to the full scope of their vision. And then once you get them to buy in, some of them will drip into the loyalty level, and you'll have people who really want to go after what you're trying to go after and who really believe in the cause and the mission of what you're trying to do.